to another episode in our series of 7 Stones Shorts 10 Reasons to Invest in Indonesia. In this episode, we'll be going into the 10th and last reason out of the top 10 reasons. If you haven't listened to parts 1 to 9 of the series, we recommend tuning into that before listening to this podcast. Otherwise, let's get into reason number 10, which is co-investing with like-minded local investors is easier today.
Yeah, that's an interesting discussion, actually.
So in one of the points you mentioned that the growth in Indonesia's startup ecosystem, as well as the increase in wealthy millennial and entrepreneurial Indonesians, makes it easier to find like-minded local co-investors in young, high-growth businesses.
Yeah.
I think I keep talking about omnibus law and the passing and that now being into real actions, and one of the aspects in that is that for foreigners it's only been possible to invest into large entities in Indonesia. We haven't been in the past been allowed to invest in medium-sized and small-sized companies. So a local entrepreneur today can go online, set up a little company, and he can go out in the market and find a local a foreign investor, either already in Indonesia or maybe even abroad, and offer shares and buy-in into that. Not to a stage where a foreigner can probably own 100%, but maybe limit to 49% or something like that. So you will see a increase in matchmaking, I guess, from the potential in the Indonesian market to financial capability abroad. And a structure that enhances that in a proper legal setup, where the security of the investor being the $5,000 for a little app takeoff to potentially larger projects as well.
I think as well this is the last of 10 reasons, top 10 reasons why to invest in Indonesia, right? And I think it's the culmination of a lot of earlier reasons. So the more opportunities there are to find people that think the same kind of things, that have the same kind of mindsets, that want to see the same kind of objectives. Those increase when you have a growing middle class, when you've got a greater spread of wealth, where you've got a lot of creativity going on, where you've got these huge numbers of opportunities in the domestic market. Sure, you're going to find a lot more like-minded businesses for you to invest in.
Plus also, I think with the increase of foreign investors coming in, working with an Indonesian is more likely to help them get through the regulations and the cultural particularities in this nation. I think we mentioned it in previous podcasts before, how people need to come in and not be a judgmental entity, but rather work with the uniqueness of what Indonesia has to offer in the way business is done.
Absolutely, and I think there are certain cultural aspects that are important to remember when you're not just with Indonesia, but whenever you're investing in a foreign country anyway. There's cultural aspects to consider, and Indonesia's cultural aspects, I think, are really attractive if you can absorb them and accept them and not be, as Terry was saying earlier, not being judgmental about things. Accept them for what they are, and you're going to be rewarded with a fantastic experience of working with some extremely creative people here.
I think it's in some way best of both worlds. You get foreign capital investment coming into a smaller Indonesian entity or person that has a good idea and a good concept, and that educates the foreigner into how to do business, not just in the financial aspect and regulatory aspect, but also a cultural aspect. It also helps to educate that particular Indonesian or Indonesian group about the opportunities and how the Western world works. So it's a massive attempt to do a bridge building, if that makes sense, in between the Indonesian market potential and foreign investments in a scale that I think will be epic into the next couple of years forward.
So, and also going off on that, fully foreign board of directors would only make it difficult actually to do business and to move forward in your business here because of the points that you mentioned.
Yeah, I think a combination is always what you need, and our company, and there's a lot of other companies, is a good reflection of that. Where we have a mix of it all into it. Yeah.
So co-investing with locals is the way to go, and it's looking to be easier and easier as we move forward. And yeah, that concludes our series of short episodes, 10 reasons to invest in Indonesia. Thank you so much for joining us, Thierry and Andy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you also to all you listeners for tuning into this and the previous episodes. If you are still confused and want to ask more, you can reach these two with me today through our website www.sevenstonesindonesia.com, or directly send us an email at hello@sevenstonesindonesia.com. You can also reach us through these links if you have any other inquiries regarding real estate, tourism, legal advice, business, and marketing. If that's not for you, we're also available to answer your questions through Instagram and LinkedIn. Let us know what kinds of conversations you'd like to listen to on the Seven Stones podcast, Partners in Growth, and we look forward to seeing you in our next episode.